India's counterstrike, Bangladesh created the hurdle, ended up cutting its own trade ties. Imagine a country that, instead of improving its relations with a vast and economically powerful neighbor like India, repeatedly uses trade as a weapon to deliver small shocks, but when that same country, through these shocks, ends up harming itself, it becomes not just a strategic failure but a kind of economic suicide. Bangladesh is currently standing at exactly such a juncture. In response to the unilateral restrictions imposed by Bangladesh, India has taken a calm yet impactful step. Imports from Bangladesh via land routes have now been limited from the Indian side. This decision is so precisely measured that it doesn't carry the noise of aggression, but its impact is deep. Today, we will discuss this topic in detail. But before that, if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you get the updates of every new video first. So let's begin today's discussion without any further delay. The government of India has recently taken a major and decisive step regarding imports from Bangladesh. A partial restriction has been imposed on the entry of Bangladeshi goods through land ports, making uninterrupted supply as before no longer feasible. This decision comes at a time when the Bangladeshi government has been increasingly imposing unannounced restrictions and tightening border inspections on Indian goods, particularly rice, yarn, and FMCG products. Experts see this as a measured but strategic response by India. 𝐮𝐸𝐿𝐵 of the Global Trade Research Initiative, GTRI, stated that this move isn't meant to punish Bangladesh, but rather to show them the consequences of their own actions. He clearly said that Bangladesh is harming itself through its decisions. It cannot cause significant damage to India because India's trade dependency on Bangladesh is limited, whereas for Bangladesh, India is a critical market. In 2024, India imported goods worth $1.84 billion from Bangladesh, of which around 42%, nearly $770 million, came through land routes. Now, India has decided that these imports will only be routed via seaports such as Kolkata and Nhava Sheva. This will directly impact the supply of several Bangladeshi products like ready-made garments, plastics, furniture, beverages, and processed food items. The biggest blow has been dealt to multinational brands that used to produce their clothing in Bangladesh and transport them to India's northeastern states. Brands like H&M and Zara will no longer be able to take advantage of the fast and cost-effective land routes, resulting in increased costs and longer delivery times. These companies will now have to ship their products via sea routes from Mumbai or Kolkata, affecting the entire supply chain. However, this decision is not just economic, it holds strategic and political significance as well. Since the change in leadership in Bangladesh, radical elements have adopted an increasingly anti-India stance, and that sentiment is now clearly reflected in India's response. Bangladesh has not only imposed restrictions on Indian rice and yarn but also limited the entry of several goods without any formal notification. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Mohammad Yunus, Bangladesh has accelerated its political alignment with Beijing. His recent statements in Beijing have raised strategic concerns for India, where he referred to India's northeastern region as landlocked and Bangladesh as the guardian of the sea. These remarks are not only a mockery of India's geographic positioning but also a clear indication of Bangladesh's growing pro-China tilt in its foreign policy. India has, while maintaining composure, sent a strong signal in this situation. Instead of imposing a complete ban on any product, it has simply altered the supply route, a move that conveys firmness through subtlety. 𝐮𝐸𝐿𝐵 described it as a teaser, a glimpse that indicates India has the capacity for far stronger action if needed. He also noted that India has not yet withdrawn the zero-tariff facility granted to Bangladesh, but the time has come to reconsider it. Bangladesh had received this preferential treatment because it was classified as a least developed country by the United Nations. However, now that its LDC status has been revoked, countries like India, the US, and members of the European Union should reassess these tariff concessions. If such facilities are withdrawn, it will become even more difficult for Bangladesh to compete in global markets. Meanwhile, the Bangladeshi government's trade policies are hurting its own economic prospects. A country that was expanding its garment industry into sectors like leather is now choosing to antagonize its largest neighbor. Blocking imports of rice, yarn, and FMCG products is also affecting Bangladesh's own domestic needs, as these supplies from India were both affordable and easily accessible. The strain in Delhi-Dhaka trade relations is now impacting not only India's border states but also the broader political dynamics between the two nations, especially considering that India had previously granted Bangladesh access to its airports and seaports to ship goods to third countries. Now that this arrangement has also been withdrawn, it sends a clear message that India is moving beyond a policy of unilateral generosity. Under India's new regulations, direct restrictions have been imposed on products coming from Bangladesh into states like Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, Meghalaya, and parts of West Bengal. The land ports in these regions will now be reserved exclusively for Indian goods. This move was deemed necessary because Bangladesh had unilaterally shut down some routes for Indian exports. Additionally, a major concern is the transshipment of certain goods imported from China into India via Bangladesh. Although 𝐮𝐸𝐵 notes that large-scale transshipment is unlikely, small-scale instances are possible. Given the risks associated with such practices, India's caution is both strategic and essential. Indian officials have stated that the purpose of this decision is to ensure trade balance and fairness. If Bangladesh continues to impose restrictions on Indian goods, then India too must safeguard its borders and protect its trade interests. This is not merely a retaliatory move, but rather a shift in policy that positions India as a strong and self-reliant trading nation. In the coming days, if Bangladesh does not alter its stance, India has several additional options at its disposal, such as imposing import duties, implementing extra permit systems, or withdrawing trade preferential schemes. But for now, India has only taken the first step, a step that signals to its neighbor that the path to friendship remains open, but from now on, the terms will be equal.
If this video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.